I have a challenge for you. When you go into your Etsy store or your Shopify dashboard and you look at the results, the number of sales and the money that you've made, what's your default response to that? Are you happy with the results, or do you typically go a little bit more negative and wish it was bigger or better? The reason I ask that is because that default message, the default voice that we've got in our head can either be negative or positive for what we're actually trying to achieve. We need a positive passenger. But to have a positive passenger, we need to make sure that we're setting ourselves up for success. That means surrounding ourselves with like-minded people that are crushing, that are inspirational, and that have that higher vibration of energy that allows us to actually buy into it and believe that we can achieve the same results. That is the massive difference I've seen in my own business. In times where I've not had a lot of success and in times where I've experienced quite a bit, will 99 times out of 100 be determined by my state of mind. The thing is, when I'm in that high vibration, when I'm around people who are excited about their businesses and they're crushing, that energy that you get from those conversations is incredible. It is contagious. And that is why it's so important to make sure that the message that we've got going on inside is going to allow us to go into our work and do it in a much more positive way. To explain that a little bit more simply, so if you've got a negative passenger, what typically happens when you go into your research or looking for products or looking at other people's inspiration or success, it's usually the doubt that comes through and stops us from actually putting in the work that we need to succeed. So we'll be looking for ideas and you'll be like, nah, that sucks, no good. The designs that we start creating will be like, nah, that's terrible, that sucks. My designs are so bad, why would anyone want to buy that? That energy then translates into the actual listings or the ads that you're running as well. And that forces you to spend a lot of money and time on things that are just not going to sell. Why would someone want to buy from you if you don't believe in the products you're selling? And this is critical to your success. When you can get that energy, that vibration from other people that are succeeding, and you then go in to do that same work, when you see the ideas, you'll be like, oh my God, that's so funny. That's great. Oh, I feel that. That is exactly how I would feel too. And then when you get into your designs, it's like, oh my God, this design is amazing. Look at how good it looks on these products. How can it not sell? And when you go to running your ads, you get that same energy again. You're like, oh, I have to get this in front of this audience. They're going to absolutely love it. Whether or not that product actually goes on to sell, I can tell you right now, by far, one of those states of mind are by far more enjoyable than the other. And even if you don't make sales, that belief, that desire, the action of you going in and putting that energy out there into the universe, it is a matter of time until you find your success. It will come, but you have to believe that. The reason why I've been successful with print on demand over the years is because I did not give myself another option. Even in those periods where I wasn't succeeding, I would make sure that eventually I would get around the right people who would inspire and lift me up. I would have conversations. I would reach out to people who are succeeding and just congratulate them. Not because I wanted anything from them, but because I know how difficult business can be. And the energy you get from those conversations is incredible. In fact, I have a friend that I reached out to about 5 years ago. He was from a company that was the second fastest startup in Canada the year I reached out to him. I heard him on a podcast. I heard the product he was selling. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. I need to reach out to him. I did. And the conversation went something like this. Hey man, congrats on your success. Absolutely love your product. It is incredible what you've been able to achieve. I wish you the best of luck. It was something along the lines of that. He responded with, oh my God, my dad's name is Ron. My granddad's name is Ronnie, and he died 2 weeks ago. So just from that reach out, we had instant rapport. It was a positive message. It was uplifting for him, not only just for me. So that sharing of energy, even though it was in a message, was quite powerful. I encourage you to do the same. When you see other people succeeding, don't doubt their success. Don't go, oh, but what was their profitability? Oh, I bet blah, blah, blah. Their product, whatever. Don't be in doubt. Be in the abundance mentality. Celebrate that win, because when you celebrate that energy comes back. And that is the theme of this video, obviously, is the energy, the vibration. So it's not enough just to do the I am statements. It's not enough of the law of attraction. The missing ingredient to the secret, which was a thing that came out years ago, was the fact that we need to take action. It's not just enough to do the I am statements. It's not just enough to do the journaling and the visualization, the meditations. It's about stacking everything in our favor together, plus doing the work that we need to do in order for that law of attraction to actually work in our favor. If you believe in this energy thing like I do, I'd love for you to comment below and share with me your experience with the difference between the negative and the positive passengers. Help others be inspired by how you've been able to overcome. Now, I've got a book I can recommend, which is a bit of a cheat code to your success as well. And that's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's an incredibly powerful book. It's about doing the meditation and visualizing your success. Because when we choose to do those exercises where we are doing the meditation, the I am statements, we are choosing the message that goes into our mind. We're not doing it by default. We're not letting that negative voice cloud our judgment and our ideas. We are being proactive. And the more that we do that, the more we prime ourselves for that success. And it's critically important. So the whole connecting with other people to get that energy, plus these other things, is what brings it all together. This is the cheat code. This is the missing thing that people miss when they're watching all the different YouTube videos trying to make it work. When you're first starting, it is incredibly difficult to be able to have that belief because you've not experienced those sales yet. But if you can hold on long enough to get that first sale and hold that belief and use that as inspiration for your next. And when you get that sale, you keep the visualization, you keep the energy, you keep your network. It leads you to your 10th sale. And if you keep it going from there, that 10th sale turns into $10,000 a month. Having that high vibration is your secret to success. Back when I first started in business, there used to be this magazine called the BRW Rich List, which was published in Australia, and it just gave you a list of all the different people who had succeeded in business in the past 12 months. I'd find them on Facebook and I'd just flick them a message, sending them a congratulations message, because I did want to build that connection. It wasn't the money that I was after, it was the mindset. I knew there was something in what they were doing, the power of belief that would allow me to elevate myself to that next level. In fact, one of the people I reached out to was Queensland's richest man at the time. And through the conversation, I couldn't believe what came back to me. So I sent him a message congratulating him. And then about a week later, I got a message that was incredible. It was huge. I couldn't believe the response he had given me. It was paragraphs going through the whole mindset thing, how he was able to achieve the success that he'd been able to achieve. And from that, we got more and more into the conversation. And a few months later, he gave me a call and he said, "Ronnie, what are you doing for lunch today?" I was like, well, nothing. He goes, "Okay, so I would like you to come down to Archfield where I keep my planes." Obviously, he's a billionaire. So I said, "Yep, I'll be down there." So I went down there and we had lunch together. And over the 2 hours that we caught up, I barely said 2 sentences, which was fine because I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to absorb his energy and his knowledge. And the biggest takeaway I got from it, and excuse the profanity, but what he said to me, "Ronnie, the biggest difference between me and other people is the size of the deal. While you go and work on a $10,000 deal, I go and work on a $10 million deal. The deals are the same. The outcome's very different. It's just the size of the balls." And it was such a pivotal thing because I remember thinking, well, if that's all it is, then I just need to think bigger and set goals and work towards it. But being around that energy and having someone that successful be willing to sit down with me, that raised my energy to get back to work and actually put in extra work with excitement of what could potentially come. And instead of chasing the $10,000 a month, I was aiming to do $1 million a month. And what happened was quite interesting because that was about the time that I started my new sneaker store. And I saw other people succeeding with their Shopify stores. They were doing $1 million months. I was like, these guys are no different to me. I know if I put in the work, I can get those same results. And a funny thing happened. In the first 6 weeks, I was able to do just over $90,000 in sales. It blew up straight out of the gates. In a couple of weeks, I was up to $5,000 in ad spend. These things were selling like hotcakes. Whilst I didn't hit the $1 million a month, it inspired me to take action and I did some very good numbers. And I made tens of thousands of dollars in profit over those first few weeks. The other thing I've done to make sure I'm leveraging my mindset is create a business breakfast for guys in business. And what that would be is we'd catch up once a month, we'd throw a steak on the fire, we'd have a coffee, and we'd just share in high-level conversation. And the thing is, with these conversations, you felt like you need to be doing something to be there having conversations with the guys that would come up, that would actually show up to this breakfast. You would leave buzzing. It was super, super exciting. And here's a perfect example of that energy in action in the Podax Accelerator. So here she said, "I've been out sick and super inspired by another student's post of success. Started the store 28 days ago. She's been tweaking descriptions, tags, ad spend. She spent $611 as of now. And 5 minutes ago, $1,022 of that was made in the last 36 hours. It can be done thanks to Ronnie's mentorship and learning from everyone. You see from the screenshot, in the first few weeks of her launching that store, she's over $3,022 in sales. That is a perfect example of surrounding yourself with like-minded people and people who are taking action and achieving good results. This mindset work is what I place a lot of importance on inside the Products Accelerator, which is my coaching program for print on demand. In the module called the Bulletproof Mindset, I take you through all these different techniques to make sure you're priming yourself for success. If you'd like to check that out, make sure you click the first link in the description below. Now, here's a little assignment for you as we finish up this video. The next time you see someone posting a win, make sure you congratulate them on that post, but more importantly, reach out to them and congratulate them personally. Spark up a conversation, because the energy that you share from that will be dynamite for your own business. If you've got any questions on the power of mindset and how to connect with like-minded people who are of that higher vibration, make sure you comment below, because I'd love to have that conversation with you. But until then, if you want to learn how to make a $5,000 to $10,000 per month print on demand business, make sure you watch this video next. Stay awesome.